Good guys, Coach VC here. Proper wall training is the subject of today. I've gotten a lot of questions about what to do on the wall, how to improve. There's a host of things you can get good at on the wall. I will start with something that'll help you probably the most, and it is not what you think. I'm going to get into two things. Level up your game quickly while using the wall. So the first thing is being able to have a nice rally with the wall and then incorporating the slice right in there. So you're just shifting between showing the top spin and then going to the underspin. And once you can do this, then your game will start to spike quite a bit just because of the variety. Just because of the variety you can throw in when you're competing. That is really important. So for the drop shot, remember you want to just show the two and then go to the underspin, and you can do this even with the slice. So I'm a little further back now. So show the two, I don't slice to the end, show to the two, I don't slice to the end. And then you just kind of work on incorporating that into the drill. And you would do the exact same thing with the forehand. So with the forehand, show, switch, and then go to your underspin. This is a skill that even, the top pros, some of them are not comfortable with as far as being able to mix in the drop shot. As far as being able to mix in the drop shot into their game. So that is something that if you can incorporate that into your game, that will seriously spike your level quite quickly. So I highly recommend doing that as part of your warm-up. The advantage of the wall is having a high repetition rate in half the amount of time. So you're basically playing both sides of the net by hitting with the wall. So you can, I can hit, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now if I'm hitting with someone else, this is how long it takes me to get to 6. 1 me, 2 for my opponent, 3 for me, 4th one's my partner, 5. So it takes me quite a bit of time to get those reps. That is the advantage of the wall. So you want to use it accordingly. So get your reps in, get comfortable, not missing. Now, what you want to do is have an arbitrary point. I'll kind of draw it in here where it's a few feet above the net. And I would want to imagine maybe somewhere a square about this size, and that's where I'm aiming for. And I want to hit that 10 times in order for me to score the point. This is a good way to get your precision training in with your ground strokes, which is sometimes, so that's 1 for me, 2 for me, 3 for me. And as I get more comfortable, I would hit more and more pace and scoot further and further back. So by the end, I'll kind of scoot it all the way. You'll be able to see how much further I am. I'm going to be striking from well behind the baseline, and I still want to have that idea. So you're focusing on finding good contact. And depending on what you want to work on, if you're working on a drive, a loop, or you can work some spikes. The spikes is tough because you're gonna have to do a spike and then retreat out of there. But any of those is useful for wall training. So you get your 10, and then obviously you would go to your backhand, and then same thing. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then let's say I start to get too close. I'm not going to count these. I'm too close. This is like a mini tennis warm-up with the wall. So you want to have that barometer set. It's 8, 9, and 10. And so I'm creating a very small window, a few feet above the net, that I want to hit into. Once you got your 10 in a row, scores you a point. Now, if you want to incorporate movement, I would have a forehand window over here, and then a backhand window a little further away. So this is what that would look like. So this is what that would look like kind of from here. I would need to score, there's my forehand point, then I need to move out, and then there's my backhand point, then I move till I get to my forehand point, I work my cross, backhand, dig it out, too shallow, there's my backhand point. I think I faded off the screen there, but that's the idea. That's how you would train on the wall. And same thing there, you incorporate the movement, and that is precision hitting with the wall. Obviously anybody can do the just 10 in a row, alternating, who cares, as long as it's over. That's 1 in a row, that's 2 in a row, 3 in a row, 4 in a row, 5 in a row, 6 in a row, 7 in a row, 8 in a row, 9 in a row, 10 in a row. And so anybody can do that. That's not too hard to do. That has its place. That is good. As you get to 20, 30, 50 in a row, I always tell some people to do at least 101 times and then 1,000 one time. I did do 1,000 when I was younger. It did take a while, but it is good for the mentality of knowing you can do it. My run ended at, I believe, 1,000, I think it was 373 or 333, somewhere in that ballpark. And I had a kid run right into my path, and part of me really wanted to continue the streak going, but you know, I wouldn't be here today. So I definitely did not finish. I let that ball go. I didn't want to trample anybody there. So that is how you use the wall to train. Now let me add one thing to your wall training. I always am a believer in always starting the rally with a very aggressive offensive shot, whether you're starting a point or starting this. So I always recommend get that load in, and then that way you're ready to defend and pick up that first ball. So this is what it would look like. I toss it up, give my gallop step in, fire, then now I got to pick up a ball, and then I get right into it. If you can do that, that is how you're going to get good at the offense and defensive version, which is tennis is an offense and defensive game. If you are not training offense and defensive situations, going from blowing up the ball to then picking up the ball, you are in essence practicing to lose or failing to prepare for what's coming. You need to incorporate that into your training. That is another little wall situation that you can work on so that you continue to improve. That is kind of the first batch of little skills that I'll get into. The other thing I think I went into in other videos is using the wall to improve your returns, and you would go about that. So I showed how to improve your slices and drop shots. So the other thing you can do is take the ball out of the air, and you're trying to keep this thing going quick. And if it bounces, that's fine. But what I want is I want this thing to go quick right back at me and get a little bit of spin. You can see I'm just training my hands to do that. So that to do this little, training my hands to do this little quick swing so that you're able to neutralize pace. That is how you get good at being able to defend big servers, because your hand just needs to get quick at that. And then obviously same thing here for my forehand. You can see I can almost put it on a dime with the forehand, and it doesn't, once I find the right leg, it's almost guaranteed money. It's going in. The backhand is a little bit less comfortable with it, but I can still do it. And once you have that, so once you have that little skill, that will greatly improve your returns. So what I was able to do today with you guys was improve your drop shots and slices using the wall, and then your quick hands also using the wall. So that's how you use the wall to level up different skills, so that you're not just out there blindly hitting. The other thing you can also do is improve your swing volleys, and you can do that by bouncing it down and then taking it out of the air. So you see I bounce it down, it comes up. I got my swing volley, bounce it down, comes up, boom, bounce it down, comes up, swing volley, bounce it down. And that simulates your swing volley rhythm. And you can obviously do it as well on the backhand. Boom, yeah, swing volley backhand, bounce that down, swing volley backhand, bounce it down. And you can see that is obviously for more advanced players, but very, very simple drill to get your swing volleys, your quick swings for returns, and your drop shots. All of those sets of 10 in a row scores you the point. If you can do that, you're probably ready to throw that into match play. Hopefully that helps. I don't see any of that on YouTube, so if anybody can do any of those drills, I'll be impressed. Shoot me a video, send me a video of you doing it, and I will acknowledge you as a true champion. Coach VC is